Last episode, I made it sound manageable. It wasn't. 3 months, no weekends, no breaks. Building something commercial with no coding experience is not something anyone warned me about. Everyone said, just use AI, it's easy, anyone can do it. What they didn't mention is what happens when the AI is confidently wrong, or when it sounds like it read a document and clearly didn't, or when a chat says, saved, and you find out nothing actually persisted. This episode is about the tools I used, and why I don't fully trust any of them. 4 attempts, 3 failures, 1 app that finally works. If you haven't seen episode 1, go watch it. I'll wait. For everyone else, I used AI for everything. The code, the documents, the narration you're hearing right now. But here's what I didn't say last time. I don't trust AI. Not blindly, not completely. And the reason I have 23,635 lines of documentation, it's not because I'm organized. It's because if it's not written down, it didn't happen. I learned that the hard way, several times. Every AI has a personality. Let me introduce the team. Gemini, always cheerful, suspiciously cheerful. Fantastic, no problems, everything looks great. Every time, without exception. 0 evidence required. If Gemini were a person, they'd be smiling at a house fire. Copilot, serious about the wrong things, aggressive about details that don't matter. It writes things down, very confidently. Sometimes those things are correct, sometimes they are not. You won't know which until it's too late. Grok, doesn't quite understand what I'm asking. I've tried rephrasing, multiple times. I don't know how else to put it. Claude Opus, genuinely good. The best, honestly. Fast, thorough, impressive. Also, a little arrogant. If Opus made it, Opus thinks it's fine. We'll come back to that. Claude Sonnet, good, reliable, consistent. Occasionally lies about saving things. We'll come back to that too. Here's how my workflow looked. 1 feature, 1 day. That's what it cost. Every decision had to pass unanimously. All AIs had to agree before I moved on. Yes, I created a bureaucratic nightmare of AIs, but I had no code skills and no way to verify anything myself. So unanimous agreement was the only signal I had. So I'd ask one, then another, then another. And if I didn't understand something, I asked about that too. I don't need to master the code, but I need to understand enough to know what it's doing. That takes time, a lot of time. By the end of the day, the feature passed, unanimously. Before moving on, I asked one of the AIs to do a final review of the document. It gave me feedback on content we deleted 3 hours earlier, not edited, deleted, together with that same AI. I stared at the screen for a moment. Then I said, "Did you actually read this?" It said, and I'm paraphrasing, but barely, "Oops, you caught me. Let me read it properly." I want you to sit with that response for a moment. Oops, you caught me. These are the tools I'm building with. Then I found out the day's work wasn't saved. All of it. The whole day. Because at some point, between all the questions, all the reviews, all the unanimous agreements, an AI had said, "Save to the master document. Noted. Done." The next step is, it was not saved to anything. It just said a sentence. And I know, this is partly on me. Saved in a chat is not a backup plan. I know that now. So I did it all again. Every question, every cross-check, every moment I didn't understand something and had to ask until I did. And the second time through, new problems came up. Of course they did, because that's how this works. You fix something and 3 other things shift. You clarify one decision and something you thought was settled needs to be revisited. By the time I finished the second pass, it was late. I wanted to throw my laptop. I did not throw my laptop. I needed the laptop. I went to bed. And the next morning, I started again. This is the workflow I designed. This is the workflow I still use. Because despite everything, it works. Just not the way anyone told me it would. To be clear, I'm not saying these tools are bad. I'm saying they're unpredictable. And when you're building something commercial, unpredictability is the whole game. Next episode. I ran 5 Sonnet instances in parallel for the first time. They found 21 problems. Opus said there were none. See you in the next one.